There we go. Purpose.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yes, Purpose.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, very well.
Okay, good.
Yeah. I mean, let us just start with both of them. They have been linked so heavily today. Allegri and Brandon. Brandon was linked so much yesterday, though. Now we have Allegri again. HJ90 says, I would love Allegri. Says that he would love Rodgers. Before we go into the mad Arsenal, I mean, the conditions and so on, who is the better of them? Allegri, Rodgers?
Easy question. Easy. It's Allegri. Yeah. It's Allegri. Allegri took Juventus to the Champions League final. I think he won the Serie A with AC Milan, if I'm not mistaken. So he's got so many honors in his career. We need someone like that. If we bring in Rodgers, he's only won stuff with Celtic. A lot of managers, that go to Celtic, they're expected to win the league. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's not much of a CV for him to come here and say, oh, he's going to do this and do that. For me, I looked at him. What he did last season with Leicester, yeah, very good at the beginning, but they dropped so many points. And that's an Arsenal thing to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially when we had Wenger, when it was February, March, April, May, we dropped so much points. You know what I'm saying? So it's not good enough. For me, if I had to pick out of the two, I'd go for Allegri. But yeah, man, I think yesterday, like I said before the game, I said I would not be surprised if Arsenal lose the game. What happened? We lost the game. You know what I'm saying? So it's typical for me. I feel like it's not hard to get a better manager than Mikel Arteta. It's not very hard. I look in the league we are in right now. Yeah, the Premier League. I could take about 10 managers ahead of him. Yeah, even more than that. You know what I'm saying? So if we're talking about if we wanted to bring a manager in the same league, I'd go for Southampton's manager. I'll go for Southampton's manager, or maybe someone that's not even in the job, Mauricio Pochettino. I'll go for him because
the Leeds manager, Marcel Bielsa.
Yeah, I feel with Bielsa, I think it's good. It's going to be like Arsene Wenger. He'll play good football, but I'm not sure whether it's going to be enough for us to win trophies. In this modern era, and I feel like for me with Bielsa, he needs players that are going to work hard. We don't have that, unfortunately. We do not have that in this squad. I feel like we just need someone that can just start fresh, can stop playing these rubbish players, because at the end of the day, we can say Arteta, he has potential as a manager, but he's trying to get himself sacked. Is he trying to? It's like, why are you playing these players consistently? Xhaka and Bellerin. I said before the game, I never want to see these guys play again. They are so bad to watch. I'm telling you that Bellerin, like, he's been at the club for a long time. Yeah, he's been there for He's been there since 2011. But what he's offering on the pitch is not good enough. You know what I'm saying? Xhaka.
Yeah.
Thank goodness Xhaka is not playing for the next 3 games, because we would have had, a high possibility of losing the game. And for me, what Arteta will always make himself look bad is because he says these stuff like, "Oh, Saliba is not ready," or Balogun, he can't start. But you're playing these players that are consistently letting you down. So what is the point of playing players that are just going to let you down? It's just like I said, in a business, if someone's losing me money, I'm not going to keep him. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get rid of him. So what's the point? And we can't just look at Arteta. We have to look at the board. We've got Vinay and Edu. Vinay does not know anything about football. This guy, he's been at the club for God knows how long, and we've been in the same position. We've gone worse since he's been here. I'm not saying that's just down to him, but he's part of the problem. I look at Edu. Edu has never been in this type of environment for club level. Club level is very different to international level. International, you only got to deal with players once every few months. You know what I'm saying? Here, every day you've got to deal with problems. Like I said, now the owners, we can complain to the owners, blah, 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 but the owners are not the ones playing on the pitch. You know what I'm saying? The owners, they do give some money. It's just the people they trust with the money. It's just they're not very clever with it. Now, I'm worried now. You know, Wednesday we got Southampton. Yeah, I know it's just been announced that we've got no fans, so that support we would have had is gone. You know what I'm saying? So this, for me, we could lose our next 3 games. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
we could lose our next 3 games. You know, it's. I mean, I don't. If I'm going to do my predictions, I won't. I can't say Arsenal can win. Arsenal can win. I really can't say that. But just to drop you in, guys. I mean, purpose. The players we have, do you think they would fit better under Allegri, or they would fit under better under Brendan? Because for Brendan, I just don't see any player who could, in this Arsenal side, the way we are now, and I want to compare ourselves to the Swansea side that Brendan Rodgers was managing so many years ago. You still remember that Swansea Lona?
Yeah.
And I'm like, who is going to play the Joe Allen kind of role in there? You get me?
Yeah. I know what you're saying.
I mean, I'm asking myself, but who would be the meta manager with the quality, with the current squad? Allegri, I mean, would he be the better manager? Pochettino? I mean, just depending on the squad and the crap we have at this club. Because, I mean, we are not going to sign 4 players in January. It's just going to happen. I'm telling people, it's either 1 or 2 players at most. 1 or 2 players. 1 is on loan, or I even don't care how they come in. But I'm telling you, this is very far. But again, that means the new manager that's coming in is going to have to deal with the first thing. What do? Get results out of these players first. Secure maybe 9th, 10th, 8th, and then you can get your own players in the summer. That is if you're lucky enough. So who do you think would get some results out of this, out of the current squad?
And which managers are these out of?
Let's consider Pochettino. Let's consider Allegri. Let's consider Rodgers. And I don't want to say Lucien Favre. I'm telling you, my instincts are telling me Arsenal will go for Lucien Favre. He has been sacked at Dortmund. I don't want to accept it, but my instincts are telling me that. But let's go for those 4.
I think, for me, it's Pochettino. We saw what he did with Tottenham. He made Tottenham into a better team than us. Let's admit, it's hard to say, but Tottenham are a better team than us.
No question. There are no doubts about that. Poch made Tottenham who they are right now. It's not Mourinho. It's not Mourinho.
Yeah. Mourinho is he's just taken over these players and just making them into winners. That's all he's doing. They're already at that level where, they're quality, but they just needed someone to make them winners now. Who can't say Pochettino can make our players winners? But we don't need winners right now. What we need right now is someone that can take us to save us. Yes, to save us. For me, I'm not sure if you agree with me, but personally, I feel like we need to stop. We need to stop signing players in January that could make us win now. We need to, like Partey. We should not have signed Partey if we are in the current state we are in. We should have gone for an Aouar, because Aouar would have developed. So what I'm saying is, maybe bring in Pochettino, maybe not at the beginning of the season, maybe at the end of the season. Maybe you let Arteta finish his mess. You know what I'm saying? Let him finish his mess. Because for me, I'd rather just be next season and go no competition, just focus on the Premier League. Because it's too long we've been in Europa League, where we have not been able to manage that. Too long we've been in the Champions League, we've not been able to manage that. And you know what I'm saying? It's just like, we need to be able to have a proper, I don't want to say the word, but process. I know the process has been used too much, but we need to have a proper
process.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, this process we have it's not a process. Let's be honest. It's just like, it's like the a plan. Halfway through the plan, it's not gone the way they wanted it, but they're trying to continue the plan. It doesn't work out. If the plan doesn't work, you go to plan B. There's no plan B. There's plan A, and if plan A doesn't work, there's plan 0. There's plan 0. Yeah. So for me, we need to go and have a proper plan. Now, whether this board can build a good enough plan, I don't think so, because we've seen what they do with Arteta now. Yeah. I don't particularly think Arteta is a bad manager, but the job is too big for him. He took this job too early in his career.
Mm.
Imagine if he took the job when Emery got the job. You know what I'm saying? He would have been even in a worse state. So what I'm saying is, we need to have a plan for us to go. We bring in this manager. We bring him the players to develop, and then once he develops these players and he shows the quality of manager he is, we're gonna bring in players to make him win trophies. That's what we need to do. Yeah. With Emery, we sacked him too early, in my opinion. I feel like he was sixth when we sacked him. Imagine sixth. We are now 15th. 15th. So is it because Arteta's only been managing for a year that you're giving him the chance, or is it because he's a cheap option? I don't know. But all I'm saying is, everyone, I think, at Arsenal needs to realize this is not working right now. We need to have a plan. Now, I don't
Yeah.
mind, I don't mind if you say, oh, Arteta, we'll give you at the end of the season if we have a plan. You know what I'm saying? If we say, just focus on Europa League, if we said that. But we're not going to do that. You know, Arsenal. We've been drawn Benfica. Benfica, they could beat us. They could batter us. You know what I'm saying? In Europa League.
Yeah, because our Europa League squad cannot beat them,
No,
and it's clear that our Premier League squad cannot beat them.
yeah, exactly. And the worst thing about that is, we'll go into that Benfica game. You will not see one youngster. You won't see one youngster. If Arteta's the manager, you will not see one youngster. You'll see Lacazette. You'll see Aubameyang. Hopefully by then, in February, they should be scoring goals, or they should not be playing at all. That's what should be happening. We're gonna see the likes of Willian instead of Reece Nelson. We're gonna see Pepe on the bench in those games. Trust me. On Wednesday, I don't want to hear any excuse. I want to see Pepe play. His ban is gone. He's done his ban. I want to see players like Willock playing. I want to see players like Nelson playing. I want to see players like Balogun playing. I want to see Emil Smith-Rowe. I even want to see Miguel Aziz on the bench, at least. I've had enough of these mediocre crap players at this club, and we have dealt with it. The fans, we need to stop accepting this stuff now. We've dealt with it too long. Under Wenger, he took all the blame. It was like, oh, Wenger's the problem. Wenger's the problem. Now Wenger is gone. Now we've had 3 different managers. We can all see the problem. The problem for me is the players. The second problem is the manager, because he has no tactical insight of the game. For me, he doesn't have a plan B in his game. If we had played 5 at the back, that's fine. But if we play 5 at the back with a way of playing, like we need to create chances from our fullbacks. We need to create chances from our wingers. You know what I'm saying? That's our minimum. And that's why, for me, if we were to have Allegri in the squad right now, and we were to play 5 at the back, it would be better than what Arteta is doing. So if you want a manager that's going to play defensive football, you might as well bring the best. You know what I'm saying? There's no point having this amateur in here. You know what I'm saying? But for me, I don't know. Everything is so messy. And, in a way, I'm kind of happy that it's happening to us right now. I know that sounds crazy, but it's because we are now realizing.
I was on my stream yesterday, and I said, I'll feel kind of happy if we lost yesterday.
Hello?
Yeah. Hello. Are you there?
Cause you repeat that. I lost.
You're there. You're there now.
Yeah. Just I lost connection with you. Could you repeat that?
I was saying that yesterday. I was like, we just need to lose this game. That's the truth.
Yeah. And it's sad that we have that mentality, but that's the only way we can see our problems is by losing games. And this is when we're not a good team anymore, a good club or whatever. Is when even when we should winning games, you should see the bigger picture. You know what I'm saying? It's just like I want to use a good. I have to use Tottenham. I have to use Tottenham because Tottenham are doing so much better than us, and they were they were below us when Pochettino came. These guys, they had players, they had a plan to take these young players and make them into world-class players. That's worked, to an extent. But they just needed a winner to take over. Now, I don't mind if we done that where, let's say we brought in a Pochettino, he takes us to that great level, and then we just need a manager to push us on. I don't mind that happening. But I don't see that happening. And on the Arsenal podcast or lounge, whatever, what's the agent's name? Fabrizio Romano,
yeah.
he said the board are happy with Arteta and they're not even worried
Yeah.
about sacking him.
Yeah.
So
And you can see you can see on his face, on that touchline, he's
yeah,
hurt by the result, but he's not
yeah,
under pressure. He's
yeah.
not
Like,
under.
I looked at him yesterday. I think it's when what's his name? Xhaka got the red card.
Yeah.
I just looked at it, the camera panned on him. He looked like so hurt, so shocked. Now I like Arteta because of that, because he knows what it means to the club. You know what I'm saying? He knows what the club is about.
Yeah.
But it's just like he just doesn't have the ideas to help him. Now for me, I'm not sure whether he's trying to play too safe or whether this is actually his like he's not a good manager. That's it. It's just too early. For me, I just want him to go now.
Yeah.
Maybe not Southampton, but Everton, and just say, look, I've not done well this past few months. I need to start fresh. I need to bring in players that I want, that I can develop. I want to bring in players that are going to suit my style of football. We can see, a positive we can say from Arteta's signings is Gabriel has been one of our best players. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's a positive. But also to look at the negative, Willian was his signing and he's been horrible. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and also he has Kian Tierney, one of his best players, and he has left Gabriel, William Saliba out of the squad because he's not his signing probably, and he's one of our best defenders, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, and the thing about that is, can Saliba do any worse than Rob Holding?
No.
So why isn't he starting? So that's why for me, I feel like someone needs to tell him and say, wake up now. Someone needs to put pressure on his job now, because I feel like he's just living there, chilling, earning. Because let's be honest, if we were both working and someone said, "Oh, we're not worried about sacking you," and you're doing a horrible job, I'm going to keep doing a horrible job because I'm just, I'm getting away with it. It's the easy thing to do.
Comfort zone. I've been my comfort zone.
Yeah, it's just. Yeah. I don't know. What do you think about? That needs to happen. I know you from listening to you earlier. You want, even if Arteta wins the next 3 games, you want him sacked or gone.
Yeah, I'm telling you, even if he wins the next 10, I know there's so many problems, and I'm telling you, manager is one of the. I'm really sick and tired of his tactical repeatedness. You're making the same tactical mistakes every day, every match. They're the same mistakes. You can't change. You've got to go. You've got to go. I don't care who comes in. I don't care. I mean, he's got to go. He's got to go. You need someone who knows that, this thing didn't work for me. How about if I try out this one? God. But this man, no. But I have 2 people joining the stream. Arsenal Gunners and Nathan. Nathan, the topic is both of you actually. But I'll start with Nathan. Nathan, the topic is Brendan Rodgers linked with Arsenal. Story was, story started yesterday. I was like, okay, I'll try to do it tomorrow. Nathan, is Brandon that type of manager that's going to tolerate the kind of quality of Arsenal?
Listen, Brendan Rodgers, he has been around for a while. Like, even when he was at Chelsea, he did great work with Jose. When he was at Chelsea, he identified Brendan Rodgers as a good assistant manager, and I think from there he started to kick on, and he learned a lot in the game. But for me, he's not really my first choice. But if we can get him tomorrow, that would be nice, because he's a better manager, And listen, I'm not having to go at Arteta, but it's clear to see, like, people think Arteta's going to magically turn around. He has no experience, and people think he's going to turn around. To get a better manager in, go get the better manager. You know what I mean? If it's Brendan Rodgers, if it's Allegri, if it's Hasenhuttl, if it's this anybody else who you can at least see, okay, I've seen what they've done at their club right now. What would they do at Arsenal? Because if you look at it's been a year and a couple of days since we sacked Emery. We haven't improved. We've been worse. We've got worse. So this process has failed. So when you see the process is failing, you have to be like, oh wait, we need to sack him. If you continue to keep expectations of this football club, and the expectations are already in the gutter. So if you're saying trust the process, just know that the club is muggy to trust the process. They don't want to go out and put in hard work and go find a new manager. They love fans like BT and Todd that would never ever question it. Never ever question.
Yeah.
Supposed to get Brendan Rodgers. Like I say, it's not my first choice, but I would take. If I was him, I would stay at Leicester. I wouldn't come to Arsenal. But this club.
Nathan. Okay.
I know he's won a lot. He's worked with Carantini. He brought Carantini through, and I think he'd be a good fit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait,
let me.
Did you hear the last part I said?
No, not really. Carantini.
Yeah, I said Carantini. He's the one that brought him through. I think he brought him up through the academy, maybe. Carantini through Celtic, so he's familiar with him. And they were actually Carantini was actually linked to Leicester last season. So I mean, we needed like a British manager. He's not British, but I know he's Irish, Northern Irish. But it would be nice to have someone who's actually it would be nice to. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, but I think your mic is a little bit having a problem. Yeah, your mic.
Hello?
Your mic has a problem. Your mic is having a little bit of a problem. Arsenal Gunners, how are you doing?
And then come back.
Okay, Arsenal Gunners, how are you doing?
Good.
Yeah. Sorry for the wait, but Allegri, Rodgers. I mean, who is fit to get on with this current squad? Arsenal, for you for you. Okay, Brendan. Someone is saying to me his name is Brendan. Okay, Brendan Rodgers.
So I'll go for the Southampton manager, Ralph Hasenthal, because last season, right, he lost 9-0 to Leicester, and now he's rocking the Premier League. Arteta won the FA Cup, he should be doing well. And he will get the best out of these players. But Allegri's world class too, so I'll get him. He'll be my first choice.
Okay.
And
Allegri first choice, yeah.
Pochettino second choice. Southampton manager third choice. And Brendan Rodgers fourth choice.
Rodgers as your fourth choice. But do you think if you go for Poch or you go for, because we are looking at a manager right now, if you're an Arsenal fan, you've got to know this by your fingertips, that you're looking for a manager, one that's going to work with a low budget.
Yeah.
Two, you're looking for a manager who's going to deal with a little bit of crap players, because they're not going to have cream de la cream, right?
But wait. I want to say something though, but I think Aubameyang is using us for money.
What do you mean?
Because last season, right, when we didn't offer him the contract, he was banging goals in. Now he's not banging goals in anymore. So I think he just signed for the money.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I cannot justify that. I mean,
yeah, but you can't make.
You
can't make excuses, because last season he was banging goals in, and we got Thomas Partey, so you can't make excuses for him. I think he's just using Arsenal for money. You can't make excuses.
Using Arsenal for money, really? Papas, what do you think about it? So you think his brilliant performances were for money? He wanted a new contract.
No, because as soon as he signed for the club, he was bagging in goals. So what, he was playing for a new contract from the beginning. But I do get your point. it is a big bumper, contract from what he had before. But for me, I feel like it's quite easy just to say, oh, he just paying us for money. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, I honestly think that he's a player that needs service. Like I even look at last season. Yeah, he had the couple wonder goals, but he was fed the ball. You know what I'm saying, in the right areas. So that's what I would say the difference is. And people can say, well, the squad hasn't changed that much, but well, you can regress with the same players you have. You know what I'm saying? Like some of the players we have, they're not really creative players. Like I look at Ceballos. Ceballos is not really a creative player. Pardon?
Yeah, you said we did not get that much play, right? But the last season, right? I don't understand how we can change from this season. It has to be the contract because I don't understand. We got better players, so
But you look at
why he's not banging goals in.
you think we have better players from last season, this season, yeah?
Yeah, you could argue with me over that though, because Partey's injured too. So yeah.
We don't have better players because I look at Ceballos. Ceballos has regressed. Bellerin has regressed. You know
But
what I'm saying?
I'm even telling you this. Ceballos last season was not so good. He was just good for the last.
I know what I'm saying. I know, but I'm saying like he's still gone backwards as a player, though. You know what I'm saying? At least last season, he would have a good game here and there. You know what I'm saying? This season, he's not had a good game. So I feel like Aubameyang last season, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's not very different to what he is this season. He just hasn't had the service. And I know the fact that he signs a contract, he hasn't scored a goal, but we just haven't played where we've had the ball and we've just scored. And I look at his goals last season. He scored quite a few goals from like counter attacks. We haven't done one successful counter attack that I can remember. I look at Tottenham. We had most of the ball. Aubameyang is not going to be a player that's just going to create something for himself. Maybe he might have a couple shots from distance that could test the keeper, but that's not going to happen. So for me, to say that, once he signed a contract, he's just using us for money. No, because there's been times where he just joins the club and he's scoring goals. So, yeah, I do get the idea. I do get the frustration. It's very easy to say that. But watch, as soon as he starts banging goals, nobody's going to be talking about that contract. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's going to stop. And I'm sure everyone on that FA Cup final, as soon as he scored the 2 goals in the FA Cup final, was begging him to stay. So the fact that now people are saying, I'm not specifically, going towards you, Arsenal Gunners, but I'm just saying, fans, they're very, short-minded, short-sighted. It's very easy for you to say, this season he's not been doing it for us. But weren't you the same person begging him to sign a contract last season? Because we've had the players like Fabregas, sorry, I'm getting this wrong. Fabregas, Nasri, they got sold. But I'm saying players like Ramsey. Actually, I'm gonna name players that didn't even go on for that. Sanchez, Van Persie, Fabregas, all these players that left because the ambition of the club was wrong. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure if Aubameyang, I think Aubameyang was just sold like a lie. You know what I'm saying? I felt like the board told him so much, and now it's so different. That the fact that it's so different, he's just been dejected. He's just so depressed, so sad. I feel like he's just been told a lie, because you can't tell me that FA Cup final you're thinking, oh, this could be a good season for us next season. Oh, we need to sign Aubameyang. He's going to be vital for us. We have not done a single thing from last season to what we're doing this season. And we need to change it massively. Nobody can tell me if we had a different manager, he would be banging in goals. Nobody can tell me if Arteta went to what he did last season, he would not be banging goals. So for me, I feel like he's just on a bad patch of form. All his career he's been banging goals. Especially when he signed for Dortmund. He's been a goal scorer. So the fact that he's on this goal drought is something very rare for Aubameyang. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's true. Arsenal guys want to react to that?
I'm Arteta out though, because it's him picking the team sheet.
Yeah.
And Bellerin is not a good player. You already saw that last week. West Tottenham.
For 11 games. He has seen it for 11 games.
Yeah, stop keep picking the same players.
And that's why I mean, actually, that's the biggest point why I want this guy out. He doesn't learn. learn. So if you have a manager who is rigid and is not willing to learn, then I mean you're costing yourself. You're just costing yourself. But I want to ask this.
They keep saying
yeah.
he's learning on the job, right? But
Nah. He's learning nothing. He's learning nothing.
Bellerin, right? Bellerin. Why are
Yeah.
you playing him?
Yeah, he's learning nothing. Typically,
Yeah.
but we were told. I mean, as many players were told that they were joining Arsenal. Gabriel, Willian, Aubameyang signing again. That they were coming in Mikel Arteta's project. Mikel Arteta had a project, or he has a project, and I've seen Kian Tierney speak about it as well, saying that Arsenal is having a great manager. There's a great project or something. We need to work hard and so on. But do you think there is a project going on at Arsenal? Purpose. I'll start with you. Do you think there's a project?
No, not at all. There's no project. No project. The only project there is probably I can't name a project that the club are possibly thinking. Probably like how much money they're earning. That's the only project they want to see at this club. And even then the club is not going to be earning lots of money because we're not even got any fans in the stadium. Like it's just like stuff like I stopped like thinking about this trust the process stuff when I first heard it. You know what I'm saying? Like the last time I heard this trust the process stuff, it didn't go well. You know what I'm saying? Like if you know basketball, there's 76ers, Philadelphia 76ers, their main chant is like trust the process, and they lost in like the conference finals, to Kawhi Leonard. You know what I'm saying? So if you know basketball, you understand what I'm talking about. So that's why from then I've never ever trusted a process that goes on in anything, because for you to keep naming process shows me that you guys are not. There's no process, because you wouldn't be oversaying it, overusing the word. We would just need to see it. That's all. You know what I'm saying? So that's just my thing on it. Kozi, I got to shoot now. Yeah, I got to go do some things. So
It's okay,
thank you for having me, man.
It's okay, brother.
Thank you for having me. And
Don't worry. Yeah,
have a nice rest of the stream.
This is always your home. You can always come on.
Thanks.
Thanks everybody.
Bless.
Thanks for coming on. So there's a project that is being sung around every day. Project. What do you think, Arsenal Gunners? Do you think there was really a project there, or it was to convince some players to join in? Whoever could fall for it, they join in and fool some fans by keeping Aubameyang at the stadium.
I don't know. Hi, you got this manager, right? He's an assistant. You haven't seen him as a regular manager. Pep assistant. Big man thing. Big clubs don't get former players if you haven't seen them as a manager. There's no point of getting him. You haven't seen him as a manager. Don't get him.
Actually, I was listening to one interesting, stream from Turkish, and he said something so interesting. He said, this guy is more of an Everton man than an Arsenal man, because he did much of his work there at Everton than he did much of the accomplishments at Arsenal.
Oh,
but
I could agree with that though.
But Everton couldn't go for him. You understand, man?
Yeah.
Both of us needed a manager, but Everton couldn't go for him.
Wait, we got what? Wait, what month did we get Arteta?
When was that? I think around Arteta joins us. No, when was that? I even don't remember. Just don't remember. Around 8-9 months ago.
December 20th, 2019.
Yeah, I think.
And so I think Everton could have got him because they sacked the manager on December 6th. And and I agree with Turkish because he did more of his work at Everton, not Arsenal. He was good
exactly.
But yeah, he did more of his work at Everton. He's more of an Everton man. And
Everton couldn't go for him. They never thought about him. They never.
Yeah, and that's showing they have a bigger mentality than us. That's a bigger mentality. They don't go for former players. You haven't seen them as a manager, only assistant. Don't get him.
Yeah, it
Nathan-
just doesn't work.
Nathaniel, can you agree with me on that?
I don't know. I think his internet is still disturbing. Nathan. I think his internet is still disturbing. But let me just take some of your comments because I mean, yeah, he's here finally.
I don't know if you guys can hear me.
Yeah.
Can you guys even hear me? I give up. I think Arteta is playing around my internet, bro. Is playing around my internet. He don't want me to talk about him, bro.
I think
playing around my internet. I don't know if he.
I think you're better. I think your internet is better now.
Because I
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. We were saying we brought in Mikel Arteta at the same time when Everton wanted a manager. He has done much of his accomplishments at Everton because that's where I think he was at his prime Mikel Arteta. Everton never thought about him, but we decided to go for him. And Arsenal Ghana says because they have bigger ambitions than we do. I mean, what would you say about that?
It's true. It's true. We should have got him. We should have got. I remember the first game, before Mikel Arteta played, it was of like the two managers, yeah, and they had Angelotti on one side. The game before Arteta's first game, like they both got employed at the same time, like Angelotti and Arteta. And I was like, bro, we should have had Angelotti. I was so mad. I was like, yo, like Arteta, you know, by Manchester United. I was a panic buy. Like, bro, like this club, bro, just I've been saying the same stuff for so down club. You messed up.
Internet. Your internet is still so disturbing. So
Paying
disturbing.
him around and
They were looking in 2015 when Liverpool were looking for a manager in 2015. Did they go for Jamie Carragher? He's a former player too. They didn't go for Jamie Carragher. But we have to go for Mikel Arteta.
Your internet is still disturbing. So disturbing. But Philip, the gamer says fake news probably. I mean, there's so many rumors. You don't know who's right. You don't know who's wrong. So, you know, we've just got to talk about it because it's what's happening around the club. Timothy says we need ruthless midfielders like Vieira, Nasri, Song, Gilberto, Silva, who will never give up until the last minutes. That's Timothy. Sadiki says, what if we get Allegri and Arteta to be assistant manager? Well, guys, what do you think about, many people are saying this, Arteta stays at the club as assistant manager, then we get in a head manager. What do you think?
Who, me or Nathan?
You.
Assistant manager. I don't think he has that much experience. And Liverpool went to a club that had much experience in 2015.
Because see, I think you remind me Felix Arteta should leave because we were Arsenal fans here in Uganda. Many have left because Arteta is going. Thank you so much, Felix. Arsenal needs to replace 80% of players. Why Arsenal buying all those old players and on big pay? That's crazy. Okay, that is Stickman. Yeah.
I don't even know why we went for Willian.
I'm it's big man thing, man. Real talk. I don't know why we went for him. I just don't know why.
And why did we go for David Luiz? Big man thing.
Still. And this is what I'm telling people, that if you're saying Arteta wasn't backed, then Unai Emery wasn't backed as well. Man was, was looking for a defender. They gave him this crap, David Lewis thing, and I'm
Bro,
like,
Unai
what?
Emery had a worse team.
Yeah,
Wait,
he-
Cosy, wait.
yeah.
It's time to go.
It's time to go.
Unai Emery had a worse team.
Yeah, I do agree with you, Nathan. He has he had a worse
He had a
team.
worse team.
Yeah, the Mikel Arteta right now.
Emery's first season, he finished sixth. Emery's first season finished sixth. And Arteta first season, eighth, I think, right?
Mm. I mean, you wouldn't blame him so much for that eighth, finish or something. But this is his real season, and we've got to, he's got to be accountable for wherever hell is happening at the club. There's a project, but no more. That's Isaac Gunners. Would you take Alexis Sanchez back?
No.
Nathan, would you take him back?
Who, Wenger?
No, Sanchez.
Alexis Sanchez.
Oh, hell yeah, I'll take him back.
He would take him back.
He's my favorite player, bro. All time.
And says we're gonna get Max Allegri. You said well, it was gonna sign, and I like you've got to know that we always do that thing. I always do that thing that's trending in the news. That's it. If you don't want those updates, then I'll stop giving them. But I would love to give you every update around the Emirates. Of course, he will sign for the money. Every player after getting offered the contract would do the same thing. No offense, but Norwich is better than Arsenal. Wow. Allegri is better than all. Your board will not employ a world-class manager. They do it on the cheap.
We should go for the Ajax centre back. He's in the Europa League too, for sure.
Mm.
You know what I'm talking about? The scores. Ajax defender. Wait.
Yeah.
Search him up. His name Perr.
Who's that? What's that?
PERRSCHUU.
What's that? What kind of name is that?
RS. Ajax defender.
You say PERR?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
SCHUURS.
I just can't say. I just can't find that name.
Wait. I'll do it for you. I'll send it to you in the chat.
Okay. Jean says William Saliba with Gabriel Magali would be a better defense. And if you look around, Arteta can't manage Arsenal. 11 games, only 4 wins. You are nothing. Hey, dude, the big problem is higher big. I know, but we need to start with what is touchable. Kosi Brenda is a good manager. He will give us top 4, but in title, no. Arsenal needs to replace 80% of the players. I've said that. Arteta is an experiment that's failing is failing. Kroenke will stop.
Your mic is bad. Your mic is bad.
My mic is bad.
Mm.
Still, it's bad.
Wait, I'll leave and I'll come back. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Arteta is going nowhere. We need a deal. We need to deal with this, and so many others. So it has been such a wonderful stream. Telling you, matter of fact, big man thing. So interesting. So interesting. Smash the like button if you're live and get your comments coming in. Always remember to subscribe to the channel. We are running very fast to 17.1k subscribers. So massively appreciated. I'm tired. I'm really tired. I'm really, really, really tired. I hope I can just do this again and again, but I'm really tired. But that is the story about Brendan around Arsenal. We'll be doing